Welcome back to Bryland. I'm excited to get started on the pillar that is going to be holding up the house that we've got going on, since the Upside Down Mountain project is creating a floating island that looks like it's going to tip over at any second. So we're going to create a little more artificial support. Let's build together. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the continuation of the Upside Down Mountain project. Recently we did finish up the cave project. I added a little bit to our edges to sort of sharpen the way everything is looking. I went around the entire island and maybe cut away a little bit, add a little bit, fix some of the horizontal and the vertical issues that we've been having. You'll see that I cleaned up a square area over here by the house and a little bit by this waterfall and a few other things around the edges. So let's go around, take a look. The plan for today is to work on the pillar that is going to hold up the house with a new floating island. So we're going to begin that project and sort of sharpen the way that that will be looking, so the Upside Down Mountain project doesn't look like a big tipping floating island. But right here you'll see where we did work on a little bit of what we had a little too much vertical, jetted some of this out, and over in this area I believe we had a sort of a horizontal square that was obviously man-made that we cut into and added to make it look like a little bit more natural of a formation, and I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So right over here you guys can see that I began working on my pillar. I started my scaffolding, got that done outside of the video so you guys could not have to suffer through more scaffolding, but we will be building plenty more through this project, as you will see. Oh, I'm getting stuck. Careful now. Watch out for holes. So I'm going to actually move the pillar over. I was starting it there, but it looked a little too far into the middle of the house. I want it to look like it's holding up the end of the house, so I'm going to put it right here instead in my new placement. So let's get up there and check things out. Ooh, gotta get on this ladder. It's a long ladder. Reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 3. The music starts while you're climbing the ladder, the seemingly endless climb. Right now in Michigan, it's actually a little bit crazy. We're going through a huge snowstorm. I've heard the news call it Snowzilla and a few other things, but I haven't seen snow this big in years, really. Usually I think that they're going to over-exaggerate how much snow we're going to get and all that, but right now I'm thinking, wow, we've got some serious snow going on here in Michigan. I need to cut down this old pillar because you can see our new placement is right here. That's going to be the new starting point. I kind of backed up, looked at it, didn't like exactly what I saw, so I'm going to move it. There's the dirt that I used previously to place it, and it didn't quite give me the effect that I was looking for, so that is going down. Haha. Cut, cut, cut. There we are. You probably hear my husky pitter-pattering of his footsteps. He keeps wanting to go in and outside. He loves the winter, and he loves the cold. And it's funny because we do research. We look up, you know, is it going to be too cold for him? And it is far from too cold for him. But sometimes we still impose our own human limitations upon him, and we make him come inside just to make ourselves feel better, even though he is perfectly happy and fine and healthy outside in the sub-zero temperatures. There we are. So right now he's pacing, wondering why we're not letting him outside to play in his natural environment. We're evil dog owners, keeping him inside warm and snugly with us. There we are. Hopefully I don't die in this video, but I am pretty well known for falling. My plan is with this project to do sort of an alternating stair idea. What I mean by that is we'll have stairs go in and then out, up and down the pillar to give it a different look than just a straight vertical square. So I want it to have a little bit of texture to it, and I'm going to use a couple woods that I haven't really used much in the past. I'm going to use some spruce in my building, and I don't think I've built anything with the jungle wood, so I like the red texture that it gives. I know that it looks different than the other woods, but for the purpose of this project, to stand out a little bit and to look a little bit different, I think it will serve us very well. I've got those three, and I'm going to move in on the next level. So for now, we're just going to, for the first level, do these on the outside, and you guys will see what I mean by all of my strange explanations as we go. Why not show you instead of talk about it, right? There we are. Yeah, I've shoveled a few times already. Not the whole thing in our driveway, but I have shoveled a few times in parts, and I'm gonna wait until it all stops tomorrow morning and do everything at once, because it is crazy out there. I can't believe how much is really accumulating when it's all said and done here. I'm surprised because we've had a few snows in the recent past, and it's all adding up. I'm just surprised by how tall it's getting. It's like up to my dog's neck out there in some parts where the snow is drifting. And I actually went out a little bit ago and cut out some of the snow because I've been worried that it's going to freeze and Sid, my husky, is going to be able to climb right out of the yard and have himself a good old time throughout the neighborhood. So doing what I can to prevent that. You know, I'm going to place these in here because it'll make this next step a little bit easier. So there's the first layer of the pillar, and then from here on all the way down to the floating island I'm going to add down here, the pillar is going to be this size. Here we are where the dirt is. So I will have stairs that go up and stairs that go down to give it sort of a jutted, textured look. Let me get this layer done. There we are. And then I can get this next layer going. And I've really got to concentrate. I'm notorious for falling and dying. So it's fun to have to try to commentate and stay alive at the same time. Ah, my lack of skills. I've mentioned before that I'm not the greatest video game player in the world. So it's fun to see my lack of skills shine through here. Oh, you know what? I need to make these stairs actually face down, which means we're going to have to build like this. I need to get one of them up, or one of them laid out. They have to go on. They have to go on this level, do they? Oh, more dirt, please. There we are. Thought I brought enough. Yes, they do. Okay. Let me see if I can find a good way to do this. There. Haha. Put my dark wood here. All right, now you guys can see kind of what I'm going to be doing. This will go all the way around in that same square shape like this with the checkered look. What is the checkered look inspired by? Remember that old tower from Mario RPG way back in the day? That's kind of what I thought about when I built the house and the floor here and did the checkered floor. I love the look of checkered floors sometimes in video games, just depending on how they're done and just the colors coordinate and everything. What was that guy's name? It started with a B. Oh, what was his name? In that old Mario RPG for Super Nintendo. Great game, by the way. Classic. One of the best. I remember there was a time when I was dating my wife and she kind of got addicted to it. I would drive up north like 3 hours to see her. And this one time I went up and I took the game with me and she just played the entire time. And that's when I knew it was true love. When she was the one. Kidding. But I got to sort of meet a little bit of the gamer that my wife has become, and we had a lot of fun that weekend. Anyway, that's our rabbit trail. But it was fun to get to play the game and to watch her go through and enjoy a Mario RPG. For turn-based RPG, not everyone can do those. Not everyone enjoys those, and there's actually a lot of them that she doesn't enjoy. But that was one that she does. So I'm a big fan. It was fun to have her involved with that. But yeah, this pattern is inspired by that original thought from that game. Here we are. So you'll be able to see that I am going to repeat this pattern for several layers until I'm satisfied with the sort of the height of the pillar. I'm going to go down probably a little bit further than what I've built here onto a floating island that we're going to build. So let's actually stop here for a moment and let me add on some layers, and we'll be returning. Well, you know what? I shall be back. Okay, here we are. We do have some of the pillar done. I'm going to bring it down a little bit further. I think I want this floating island to be quite a bit further lower than the other ones to give it more of a layer feeling. So we're going to get back up there and do a couple more layers before our time runs out here today. So what do you guys think? Do you think that the pillar is wide enough? I think that it's it's probably appropriate. At first I thought it was going to be a little bit too skinny, but after backing up and taking a closer look at it, it fits. It fits. It looks different, and I think by the time I put it on a smaller floating island, probably maybe with a little drop down, maybe a small waterfall into the lower level of the new floating island, that it'll look great. It'll look different than what we've already done, and we've done a lot of the traditional oak color wood, and it's a lot of the careful now. A lot of the, I guess it is spruce up there. Well, we've done. I've got oak and birch, so we've done a lot of that. So it's time to do something a little fresh. I'm gonna bring it down at least this far. I might even bring it down another 3 layers from this. And I can always widen the pillar a little bit if it looks too thin for the height. But I have a feeling once maybe I add some trees and some things to my new floating island down here, that it won't look so tall if there's at least a couple things that are sort of in the way of my pillar. So we're going to get, we need to do an upside down stair here. You know, the easiest way to do that is to throw one there. No, we don't need upside down. We need a straight stair. There we go. It's hard to tell when you're just looking at it. All right, let's go back down just a little bit. Put our lighter colored wood here. So that's really what we're going to do. We're going to go back and forth, add a couple layers. So let's get this one done. There we are. Takes all of my Zen concentration to keep us alive. Boom. No. No. There we are. It's crazy when you start thinking about looking down from a height. Right now I'm just building, but when I think about it, I somehow let go of the shift key sometimes. Am I just not placing things correctly? Obviously. There we are. Just let the dog back out. We finally gave in on its pacing and let him back out into the tundra, which is our state right now. Here we are. And spruce, and one more. All right. Well, you know what? Give me just a moment to finish up a few layers, and we'll check out how it's looking. Okay, here we are with the finished pillar from a distance. I'm going to give you guys sort of a final look at it. Let me know what you think. We're going into dusk right now. Gives it a little bit different of a shade and a look. I actually put some torches up there for once, so you can have a look at it with light. There it is. I think that's about the height that I'm going to begin building out my floating island. Looks great. All right. Next step, we'll begin working on the lower island there and making that look beautiful and perfect. Thanks for coming along. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you on the next episode. Adventuring in Bryland.